The country is going like this, and it's going like this quickly, and there's no indication they're ever going to stop or slow down because communists do not. And we can't either, so it's inevitable. We are going to break up. And I don't know why people think that's radical when I say that. Go look at a map at the history of the world, the year 0, then the year 500, then the year 1000, then look at the year 1500. Countries breaking up, rising and falling, starting and failing is the history of the world. If you say we're not going to break up, I say on a long enough timeline, you're the naive one.
Right. I mean, come on, Jesse, don't you know that everything's been the same forever, always? It's never changed. Kingdoms have never risen. They've never fallen. Empires have never come into being and broken apart. It would be unnatural for there not to be a cycle to this thing. And I've been studying a lot about Rome. I've been watching these great lectures series. It's been incredible. I watched a 26-episode lecture series on just the rise of Rome. Now we got another 26 to go for the empire, and then another 26 to go for the fall. But it's been fascinating for me to see the parallels. And, oh, man, it's not very encouraging when you look at it like that. And some of the things that stand out to me are like disaffected, servicemen and military workers, and a lack of gentlemen farmers and citizen farmers, and a disconnection from the heartland, and all kinds of very similar things where everybody in society is disappointed. Nobody's happy, yet somehow the country is richer than ever, but people are feeling poorer than ever. People are feeling left out and left behind. It's very common. There's a lot of commonalities what's happening there. But, the balkanization is already happening in some respects when you have these things, the sanctuary cities, right? So you've got sanctuary cities on the left and on the right, right? You've got sanctuary cities on the left for immigration and other things. You got sanctuary counties on the right for 2A, for Second Amendment stuff. Both sides are about, cannabis and that's sort of decentralized sanctuary cannabis cities as well. So it's already happening, right? The states and localities are like, you know what, feds, F you. And there's going to be more of that happening. And frankly, I support it just like you do. I mean, I would be an extreme federalist, right? Like push all the power down as far as you can to the localities and to the states and to keep the feds out of everything. I mean, it's taken us so long to get here. It might take us a long time to get to where we're going. But if you look at complexity science and this thing called critical self-organized criticality, like things build, and tension that you can't see builds, and it builds and it builds, and finally like one little piece of sand sends the whole thing into a cascade. And I think that might be something that happens here in the United States, a catalyzing event of some kind. But in the meantime, we're going to start breaking apart just bit by bit, as you talked about. In the last couple minutes that we've got here, let's do a little bit to actual politics stuff. I mean, what do you think? Two questions: who is actually running Joe Biden? Because I don't think it's Joe Biden. And the second question is really hardcore politics kind of stuff. What do the midterms look like in your mind, and what's going to happen there?
Susan Rice is running Joe Biden. That's something people have to understand. Susan Rice is an absolute leftist radical nut job. I've heard from now 4 or 5 different sources that I trust that tell me Susan Rice is the one running the show up there. And that is why the Biden administration has actually been far, far left of Barack Obama. And it's not because Joe Biden is left of Barack Obama. It's because Joe Biden has dementia. That's why you hardly ever see him at night, because people with dementia get what they call sundowning. They lose all their functionality once the sun goes down. So that's why you see him in the morning. That's why you see him with his mouth hanging open. That's why you see him with his feet shuffling, and that's why you see his arms really stiff when he walks around. Oftentimes he has to have somebody take his arm and walk him around, because we do not have a functional president. We threw out the other guy because his tweets were mean and elected some guy whose brain is turned into tapioca pudding, and now Susan Rice is leading the country hard left. I have a Secret Service source that I don't personally have, so I don't want to act like I do have this guy, but I have a guy who has a guy who has a guy kind of a thing. And he tells me there are Secret Service agents, several in the White House, that don't think Joe Biden will last till August as president of the United States of America. They think he's going down. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, and it's not a first-hand source, but I've been told that. That's one. Two, Democrats will lose horrifically at the midterms because Democrats are horrible. Republicans are absolutely dreadful, and the country hates them, and they should, because they're weak and spineless and pathetic. And so they eventually throw out Democrats and throw out Republicans and elect Democrats, and then they find out, oh my gosh, these guys are actually way worse than the Republicans were anyway. Let's bring the Republicans back in. So the Republicans are going to win big in the midterms, and the Democrats won't be able to do anything. The good news for people when it comes to Biden is this: legislatively, there's pretty much nothing he's going to be able to accomplish. Nothing. He might be able to get a big infrastructure bill through, and there will be lots of damage done to the country over the next 4 years, but they just do not have the votes for this insane stuff they're pulling. So that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. Jesse Kelly, what about you, sir? What is next for you? You sticking in media? You making another run? What are you going to do, buddy? Because you know what, man? I know you have a lot of effect. I know you have a lot of impact. You got a big audience. People listen to you. You're making change in that regard. No doubt about it. My mom, sometimes she says, she just waves things off. She says, history has a way of taking care of these things. I'm like, no, Mom. Men, women too, men have to do things in order to make change in history. Is there more public service for you in the future, Jesse?
No. No, and I don't say that because I don't believe that I have a duty to this country. I still feel that and always will. I say that because, again, by the grace of God, and I certainly don't deserve it, I have a big enough platform now that I believe I can affect more change and better change doing what I'm doing than being just another vote in Congress somewhere. I mean, now I have senators and congressmen that call and text me and ask me about the statement they should take, the stance they should take, how they should word something. I lose that if I run for office. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing until they fire me.
Indeed. I appreciate that, which I don't think is going to be anytime soon, sir. You're absolutely killing it. Where should people find you, Jesse? Where should they look out for your stuff? How should they follow you? Where should they sign up? Where should they subscribe?
You can find the Jesse Kelly Show. It might be playing in a city near you. If not, you can find a podcast anywhere things are podcasted, iHeart and Google and Spotify and iTunes and all those places. And my TV show's on the channel that's called The First. It's on every night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, if you want to look at me while I talk.
You know, you have a voice for radio and a face for film. That's a hell of a combination. So congratulations to you on that one, sir. Thank you so much for coming on the show and talking to me. I really appreciate it. I've had a great time. It's guys like you. We need to stick together and find more guys like us and get together and make a gang and do what we need to do in order to take care of our family, our community, and our nation. So thank you very much, Jesse. I really appreciate it. Everybody else out there, hit subscribe. Share this thing. Everybody tells me my show is woefully undersubscribed and there's not enough views. How is there not more views on here? Well, I'll tell you guys, one way you can do it is by sharing this show. Send it out over your social media. Tell your friends about it. Hit subscribe. And more people will listen, and then we'll get the message out. So I appreciate that from everybody.